guys, welcome to another episode of Mattie and Liamo. Today we're talking shite about many different things. One of them's got to be Chinese New Year. Here you go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or is it, let me see now. Xing Ye Kuai Lu? That sound right?
Nope.
Nope.
I can't wait to show Samantha that.
Xing Ye Kuai Lu? That's fucking flawless Chinese.
No, well, it's probably flawless Chinese, but it's not flawless Cantonese. Yeah, what you said was kind of close. It's like Song Yi Philo.
Song Yi Philo.
Yeah, something like that. I'm going to get abuse about this off Samantha. But anyway.
I hope so.
Yeah. So basically, Chinese New Year is a celebration of the new moon cycle. According to tales and legends, the beginning of Chinese New Year started with the fight against a mythical beast called the Nian. Nian would come on the first day of New Year to eat livestock, crops, and even villagers, especially children, the dirty bastard.
Wow.
To protect themselves, the villagers would put food in front of their doors at the beginning of every year. It was believed that after the Nian ate the food, they prepared it wouldn't attack anymore. So one day the people saw that he was scared away by a little child wearing red. Then they said that the creature's afraid of wearing red, blah blah blah. But it's also linked with the lunisolar Chinese calendar, which is obviously different to our Gregorian calendar. So like their year technically doesn't start till Friday. They still recognise the whole it's 2014 kind of thing. But yeah, it's all to do with like the moon cycles and good harvests, crops, things like that.
So is it a floating date? Does it change date?
Yes, it does. It changes. Usually it's January or February. There's 12 zodiac symbols. You know, we have like Sagittarius, Aquarius, all that shit. They have animals, so it's the rat, the ox, the tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig.
Yeah, I think I might be the horse. I'm not sure.
What year were you born?
78.
But I'm the horse as well.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is actually our year because it's the year of the horse this year. So yeah, so Chinese New Year is like bigger than Christmas over here. Much like the Beatles are bigger than Jesus in the 60s, Chinese New Year is bigger than Christmas over here.
Somebody told me once that Thanksgiving is bigger than Christmas in America.
Yeah, it is actually.
A couple of people thought, I find that very hard to believe. How many fucking Thanksgiving movies have you seen? There's millions of Christmas movies.
That's true. Yeah, but like I mean, Christmas I think in America is just like a 1 or 2 day thing. You know, in Ireland everything shuts down.
Oh, for 2 weeks, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Over here it's like a day, and everything stays open on Christmas Day as well over here, which I found very strange. Like nothing.
Maybe you're telling me about your ma going to get some fucking milk or something on Christmas Day. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was mad. But yeah, so like it's bigger than Christmas over here. Like it goes on for 15 days in total, the celebration. Technically, you know, in Hong Kong they kind of only do the first 4 or 5 days. They're the most important. First 3 days are kind of the big days. So yeah, it's a huge thing. Like before Christmas, there wasn't really that many advertisements, or there wasn't really that many. I didn't feel like it was Christmas till about 2 or 3 days before Christmas, and that was just because stuff was starting to happen in the house that made me think it was Christmas. But like there was decorations and stuff, but it wasn't like a huge it's Christmas, you know, blah blah blah, like it is in Ireland. It was just kind of like, hey, it's Wednesday, here's some presents. That's the way it felt. But like I mean, January 1st, we were in the supermarket and like all the Chinese New Year decorations were up already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, that was a huge kind of contrast.
Isn't it? Yeah, big time. That's part of the magic of Christmas. It's the magic of the fucking season, not just the day. In fact, the day it tends to be a bit of a letdown. Actually, this year I had a good Christmas, good couple of days, but generally it's just the Christmas period that I enjoy. The run-up, the atmosphere, the music I'm on it. So I can't imagine kind of being in a place where they don't do that.
But yeah, so that's kind of the importance of Chinese New Year over here. But like they take it very, very seriously. Last week on Monday and Tuesday, they had this thing called hot pot for the kids, where basically a massive bowl full of boiling water and they put all the food in and stuff like that. And they did that for the kids. And then on the Friday, we had a massive party in the school. Dude, like it was a big deal. Like they had like games and I did things with them as well, like line dances and stuff like that, which we'll probably talk about in a few minutes. And then also, there's going to be another party when they go back to school, the 11th of February, which is actually my birthday. Yeah, they're going to do that as well. They're having another Chinese New Year party. And I think that the week that I'm off, or the week that the kids are off, there's like a big dinner for all the staff. They do that every year. Like businesses and stuff will have a massive dinner for their staff members to bring in good luck for the new year. It's like trying to like start the new year off on
I'm liking this. I'm liking it because it sounds like what they lack in Christmas spirit, they more than make up for in fucking New Year spirit.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to go on harp on about it too much because I am white. You know what I mean? I'm not an Asian person, so I don't know the ins and outs of why they do certain things, why they don't do certain things. I remember when I was here for the holidays, Samantha's grandmother made us get up very early on, I think it was New Year's Day, I think it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to get up. Yeah. And we had like a massive dinner at 6 o'clock in the morning, first thing when I woke up. So that was difficult. But basically what they do is about a week before Chinese New Year, they clean the house. Like, they properly scrub the gaff. That's to do with cleaning out bad spirits, evil.
I was going to say, this isn't going to be fucking to get the place nice for the relatives, it's going to be to get rid of spirits and fucking scare away the fucking Yan cat monster or something like that. Yeah.
Yan cat monster. Yeah, but it's all about kind of starting. You're supposed to start the new year off on like almost like a pure foot, as in you don't carry any of the bad stuff from the previous year with you. That's why they clean. You're supposed to buy brand new clothes that you only wear on the first day. Kind of like Christmas Day, we have Christmas clothes, but it's more of a big deal. But yeah, so they do things like they're not supposed to eat any meat on that day. They also, on the first day of Chinese New Year, you're not supposed to light a fire or use a knife. They're supposed to symbolize bad luck. So basically you have to eat all of the food.
Tell me this, like, what about if it was like really cold? Like, you imagine like fucking 100 years ago, and they'd no central heating them either. And if they were really cold, would they just put a blanket around them and hope for the best, or would they light fire? How strongly do they feel about it?
They would feel strong. Like it's not a very prevalent. As far as I know, it's not a prevalent thing. But I mean, some people would be they would adhere to it strictly. Like we don't do this, we don't do this, we don't do this. So.
Here's something that you reminded me of. This is a tradition, nothing to do with New Year's now, that I heard about Chinese people. That it's wrong to save somebody who's drowning. You ever hear that?
No.
Apparently, like dying in water, if you die in water, that's like your fate. That's what you were fated to do. So somebody trying to save you is interfering with your fate.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's weird.
From what I heard, this could be bullshit, but like they take it really seriously. Like literally, like even a cop could see you fall into a river, and he won't help you.
I really don't know.
Weird one, huh?
Yeah, they have a lot of things that they do like that. It's not China, but it's part of it. Yeah, Vietnam. There's like a certain group of people, and I learned this from Gran Torino. You're not supposed to touch someone's head because they believe that the soul lives in the head.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so they touch someone's head like that. It's supposed to be very offensive and bad.
This Japanese girl told me that she didn't like anybody touching her right here in the forehead.
Really?
Because she thought you were touching her soul, right? And we kind of had a laugh about it, about how silly and superstitious it was. But then when I went to do it, she recoiled in horror.
Oh.
And
I just love the fact that she mentioned she didn't like something, and you were like, fuck it.
But then the next Japanese girl I met knew nothing about it.
Huh.
Had never heard of it. So obviously it's one of them regional things.
So yeah, so that's kind of the first day. Also, they do this thing with called red pockets, and put money in them, and you give them to people who are younger than you. Married couples don't receive them; they just give them. So now that me and Samantha are married, we will have to give basically red pockets of money to people who are younger than us and people who aren't married. So that's.
Are we talking about a lot of money here?
No, we're not talking like 20, 50, like we're not talking €20, €50 kind of thing.
Just a few shekels.
It's not, a few shekels, yeah. So yeah, that's part of the things that they do. They also put this paper, they wash it in some sort of water. You put it across the top of the door and the sides of the doors. It's also supposed to ward off bad spirits and please the based god and stuff like that. So that's kind of the main thing that they do on the first day. And after that, it all kind of it peters off to mostly being things like some regions will do things like they'll burn an epithet of the god of blazing wrath. So they'll just burn pictures of this god, things like that.
That sounds cool. What does he look like?
I would imagine he probably has a very, very long beard and a very long moustache.
Is that what all the gods look like?
Pretty much, yeah. And then there'll be fireworks and shit like that. So I mean, from Thursday night to probably Monday or Tuesday, we're just gonna hear fireworks going off constantly.
Sounds like the crack. Tell me this: is it part of that tradition to get gargled?
Surprisingly, it's not a tradition, no. Now I'm sure a lot of people will get fucking hooped over, but it's not a tradition.
Maybe that's something you can bring.
Actually, funny story. When I was talking to one of the girls I work with at the New Year party the other day, she gave me a sweet. And I was like, "Oh, I've never had this." She's like, "Try it." And I tried it. It was nice. She said, "Oh, this is a traditional sweet from Hong Kong." And I was like, "Oh, definitely." She said, "Yeah, when you go back home and you come back, you can bring sweets for the kids to try here." And I was like, "Well, we don't really have very many traditional sweets." I was like, "Well, what do you have?" And I said, "I could bring Guinness." I was like, "No, we can't really give the children beer." I was like, "Baileys. I'll bring Baileys back." And she's like, "That's alcohol as well, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "These just drink alcohol?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty much. Kind of all we have go for us." That's about to say bring a potato back. That's racist. You were at my wedding, weren't you?
Sure was, and I have to say, best wedding I've ever been to.
Then you saw the traditional Chinese thing we had, the lion dance?
Sure did.
Yeah, that they will do that a lot around the place here.
Yeah.
For Chinese New Year. And I spent most of the day showing the kids I work with videos of lion dance. You can find a lot of them on YouTube.
See, now you said lion dancing earlier on, and you know exactly what I was picturing, don't you?
Yeah.
And you left that image in my head for the last half an hour.
Not achy breaky, huh? Yeah, no, it's a traditional dance. Basically, two people wear a little lion costume and stuff like that, and dress up. But yeah, so that's kind of the traditions that they. Did you just put one of those Google effects on?
You did. It said Mattie was using Google effects. Do you want to use it? And I was like, okay, and I clicked okay.
No, but I was just opening them. I just opened it by mistake. I wasn't actually going to put one on.
Well, I didn't even put this on. It must be automatic from the last time. That's cool. Can we find anything? You know.
There's nothing Chinese on it. I had a look.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that's ridiculous. This kind of looks sort of Chinese.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
I look like one of the bad guys from Takeshi's Castle.
What a great show.
Classic.
So yeah, it's time for families to come together and spend time with each other.
Yeah, I kind of started out thinking that, you know, they didn't know how to have a good time. Didn't know how to celebrate stuff, but it sounds like the stuff that they do celebrate kind of makes up for the stuff that they don't.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I mean, even their traditions, I hate kind of they're sort of semi-religious, and like, as you know, I can't stand religious traditions that take up time and resources that are absolutely. I mean, there's no monster. There's no monster coming around, so you don't need to placate any invisible monsters. But these traditions, I could live with them.
I think that a lot of the traditions are done for exactly the reason that they are traditions. You know what I mean? I don't think that people do it because we don't want the monster to come get us. It's just like, this is what our parents did. This is what our grandparents did.
Exactly.
I mean, it's part of our culture. We need to keep it going, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they could say the same thing about us having fucking pancakes on Pancake Tuesday. Like, on paper, the reason we do that is because we're trying to use up the last of the ingredients in the kitchen to make this simplest, whatever bullshit fucking religious reason. But that's not why we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it just because it's what our parents did and what their parents did. And sometimes, I mean, I like pancakes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Sometimes. Some people's pancakes suck.
I like thick pancakes. I hate the thin little half-hours pancakes.
Tin is okay with a bit of sugar sprinkled on it. Sometimes people give you these tin pancakes and it's basically a fucking giant communion wafer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather eat a fucking beer mat.
Yeah, if it's soaked in beer, possibly. Oh, actually, no, that'd be fucking disgusting.
I mean, if you were stuck, if you were hungry enough, you know.
Or thirsty enough.
Yeah. I can see this taken off as a new tradition. People dipping, you know, you're hungry in the pub and you're looking for, I don't know, a packet of rancheros or something, and all you have is nuts and you're allergic to nuts. What are you going to eat? Here's an idea. Pick up your beer mat, dip it into your pint.
So that was our video on Chinese New Year, everyone. Hope it was informative. It probably wasn't, but sure. Hope you enjoyed anyway. I hope everyone has a good Chinese New Year. I know I will. I'm going to eat lots, drink lots, and have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, guys.
Bye bye. What's bye bye in Chinese?
Bye bye. That's what they say. Bye bye.
That's disappointing.